Okay.
Hello, Wall Breakers. VB Pidge 11 here, bringing you guys a new series we're starting here on Wall Breakers. It's gonna be helping you guys out, learn a couple things about the competitive scene. And today's episode is gonna be about hyper offense, a style of play.
And if you couldn't tell from the words Zachary hyper offense, I'm here too.
Yeah, Zachary's here with me. Basically, we both built a hyper offense team that were relatively similar because it's hyper offense. There's like a formula you follow, and we're going to talk to you about that. So, hyper offense consists of... You know what? Let's go through the teams first. So, here we have Zachary's team. It's got a Deoxys defense. All hyper offense teams should have a Deoxys defense. A couple can go with Fortress, because Fortress isn't exactly bad either, but Deoxys defense is fast. Got amazing bolt, Thunderwave, taunt. It can shut down other stealth rockers, which is what you need because you don't usually carry spinners.
Yeah, pretty much Deoxys defense. You need to set up stealth rocks to hurt things, and then spikes are icing on the cake. Taunt to, prevent other people from setting up, and Thunderwave to help cripple some threats. Because Deoxys... It's like impossible to one-shot Deoxys defense without setting up.
Not even +1 Genesect with a +1 attack U-turn can kill it.
Yeah, and I've seen it take like Dracos from Latios, like Life Orb Draco with only like 47% or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Deoxys defense is a monster.
Next on the team, he's got the Ghost type. A lot of these hyper offense teams like to carry Deoxys defense and a Ghost type. The Ghost type is a spin blocker. Now, if Chandelure had Shadow Tag, that would make it the ultimate spin blocker.
But it doesn't quite get it yet, so until it gets Shadow Tag, and when it gets Shadow Tag, it'll probably be banned. Hyper Offense is a teensy bit credible. But once it gets Shadow Tag, Hyper Offense is really going to skyrocket.
Yeah. Unless no one realizes this.
Generally, just Chandelure is going to skyrocket. But anyway, yeah, Choice Scarf Chandelure. I chose Modestos. Even though you do outspeed a few more things when you're Salmon, I just feel like you can't kill anything. I don't like that. And, Hidden Power Ice to kill Dragonite after Stealth Rocks, and really any dragon. Fire Blast cause stab, Shadow Ball cause stab, and Energy Ball for more coverage, yay!
Yeah, plus
Anyway.
Gastrodon would probably wall this set without Energy Ball.
Yeah. So, should we move on down the line?
Oh, let's go to Scizor. I just went straight to the Ghost type because that's the crux. A lot of people also like to run Genesect along with the Deoxys D and a Ghost type, which we really don't do because we don't.
We didn't feel like it.
Yeah, but Genesect is a great choice, and we'll be building you guys a team, and that'll probably have Genesect in it.
So anyway, let's move on down the line here. Pretty standard stuff.
Scizor?
Scizor with Choice Band, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Superpower, and Pursuit, because Pursuit can be kind of swapped out with Bug Bite, but I like to trap, so...
I wouldn't even put Bug Bite. U-Turn is just so much better.
Yeah, it really is.
Unless you're running a Swords Dance set, but... I mean, running Swords Dance and U-Turn is just stupid.
Yeah, no one should ever do that. If you do that, just give up on life. So anyway, under Breloom, which is, standard Breloom.
Standard,
Bullet Seed, Mach Punch, Foreign Sword Stance. At least I think this is standard.
He actually has a jolly nature. My Breloom's a little different. The funny thing is we recently swapped out a Choice Scarf Latios for this Chandelure. And if he hadn't done that, our teams would have had 50% the same guys.
Yeah.
That's how close in and together hyper offense teams are. 'Cause it's like all the same thing.
Yeah. And, I have a Cloyster over there in case you can't see it. I've been thinking about swapping it out and also thinking about replacing or maybe even Ice Gem because that would be kind of silly. But anyway, yeah, just Icicle Spear for Rock Blast, Shell Smash, and Razor Shell because it works. And last but not least, Thunders, which I think is a little weird, but it's actually worked for me and helped me sweep through some teams. Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, Hidden Power Ice, and Nasty Plot, because we all know what amazing special attack Thunders T has, and then after a Nasty Plot, just it leaves no survivors.
Alright, well, now that we're done looking at your team, let's look at mine. My team, I put Deoxys defense in the back because it actually doesn't matter because you pick what lead you start with anyways.
Yeah, in hyper offense, you can pretty much lead with anything.
But I have a Scarf Latios because this is my revenge killer and it's a really fast Scarfer. Sometimes I run Timid because it just outspeeds
Be careful
anything.
of T-Tar.
Yeah, T-Tar is the one problem, and if T-Tar does come up, we have Breloom. My Breloom likes to run a couple HPVs and not so much speed. You want to put your input on this, Zachary?
I don't know, taking more hits. I personally think HP would be better for Breloom. The only problem is that other Brelooms exist, and you need to outspeed them. So that's why Speed Breloom is better.
Alright, I've got
that's just me.
E-belted Victini. This was a really hard one. Because I wanted Victini, and I had abandoned Victini, but it just wasn't giving me the freedom I wanted, and uh-oh. Anyways, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. That is my little puppy.
And we all know how Mexicans are with their freedom.
Ha! Wow.
Sorry, I had to.
But anyways, yeah, it's just a standard. I've got a bandage set. This E-belt Victini, I gave it adamant because with Jolly it just doesn't deal what I want it to deal. I'm looking to replace it out with possibly Darmanitan. But for right now, E-belted Victini is where it stays.
Victini.
Breloom we already went over. It's just a great poke. Keldeo, because before Keldeo I had Sharpedo.
And you had a special Sharpedo, and special Sharpedo is bad.
Special Sharpedo is awesome, but the thing is, it's not cut out for OU.
Yeah.
So instead I got Keldeo, and it works perfectly. No one expects to have Icy Wind, because if you have Hidden Power Fire, you're not going to have Hidden Power Ice, and no one thinks Icy Wind's a good move. Somebody switches in their Scarf, I don't know, Salamence, their Dragonite, whatever, Icy Wind, it may not.
The only problem I can see with your set is that you're completely walled by Starmie, but you have other stuff to take Starmie on, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, plus Starmie's not exactly bulky, so.
Yeah.
I also put Hydro Pump on this Keldeo. Surf's also a viable option, but I like Hydro Pump. And of course, my Spinbucker Gengar, I went with a standard sub-disable set, because, you know, why not? It's just a Gengar.
Yeah, you know, sub, disable, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, it's good, it works, use it.
Anyway, so now we're can build you guys a team. Of course, I have my Deoxys D, which is self-explanatory if we didn't already explain it. We're going to build you guys a team now. How about it?
Let's do this, Pidge.
Alright, so first we've got Deoxys. We're just going to make Deoxys first because it's what you need. What do you want to do with this? You want to have the defenses around the same because it's going to be taking hits from both sides.
Yeah, I suppose balanced defense could work.
So close. Alright, well that's good enough.
Shouldn't we have special defense a little higher for download users? Just saying.
I always have defense higher for U-turners.
Oh, well, yes.
It just depends on your preference. I mean, this thing's gonna live hits no matter what.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible to one-shot Deoxys defense.
Now, Mental Herb because of if it's taunted, mostly.
Yeah, pretty much.
If something taunts you, first of all, I like to run Magic Coat on my Deoxys. Zachary put Taunt on his, but he switched it out with Magic Coat. It's just a way to stop your opponent from taunting you.
Yeah.
The mental herb, we put Thunder Wave on all of ours to shut down a lot of, faster opponents that could put our team in trouble.
It's just always nice to be able to shut down, like, heavy hitters and stuff.
Plus, Thunder Waves are annoying, which means it's awesome.
Yeah. If it makes your opponent mad, it must be good.
And really, Taunt or Magic Coat works.
I personally prefer Taunt because I've tried to go for Magic Coat before, and I've never been able to quite get the timing right.
Well, then, Taunt it is. Plus, if you already have, the only hazard that you'll be able to Magic Coat is Toxic Spikes that you can already get, and usually if the opponent's using Toxic Spikes, they probably have a Poison type.
Yeah.
But also,
they probably have a Tentacle.
it also works if you're you need to get your hazards up, but if you get your hazards up, that's allowing your opponents to get theirs up. And yeah.
See, your opponent not having hazards is always nice.
Yeah, because you don't really have a spinner.
Next up, should we get our spin blocker?
We shall. And we really like to use Gengar or Chandelure. It really, again, depends on your preference.
If you want to use a Jellicent, you can, but it's a hyper offense. But I guess you ran a Specs Jellicent one split. No.
Yeah. Let's just go with the Gengar.
Chandelier.
Let's go with Life Orb Pain Split for this one.
Okay. Again, the Gengar set depends on your preference. If you really want like a Sash or a Scarf Guard, go for it, but we're gonna do this.
Yeah, there's if you're running a substitute Disable one, you might want to put lefties. If you're running substitute Pain Split, Life Orb works. It's just there are some situations where one works better than the other.
Or Black Sludge. Don't forget about Black Sludge.
Actually, I like running Black Sludge more because it's just the only reason it's better for poison types. If someone tricks you, then they're taking damage.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you would want to, but it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what Black Sludge is, it does exactly what Leftovers does, but with poison types, and with every other type, it hurts.
Pretty much.
And where is the fighting type? There it is. I passed it like 15 times. This was really easy. Now we're moving on to Genesect. Because Genesect's pro.
Pretty much. Scarf Genesect is good, so run it.
You always want to have a Scarf on one of these teams, not only as a revenge killer, but Genesect has just perfect coverage with its...
You can't get much better coverage than Genesect.
Only walled by Heatran. And that's it.
Well, it doesn't... I guess it's kind of walled. I mean, you can still hit it with Thunderbolt, but
yeah,
it's not gonna kill.
Like, if you have Rocks up and you catch it on the switch, if you have Rocks up and Spikes, then you might be able to kill it, which is why you probably want to get Rocks and Spikes.
I think it can do around like 65%, varying.
I guess it just
might do a
depends
little
on
more.
what they're running.
Yeah, usually it's specially defensive heat ran, but I've seen other ones. They're not as good, but they exist.
Alright, next up, now that we've got this, I just did it quick. For those of you who don't know how Genesect is so great, it has the ability download, which will increase either its attack or special attack by +1. First of all, its special attack will be really high. And its attack will also be high, but it just U-turns, so...
Yeah,
but it's
so U-turn, do a little more damage than you would without download.
It's still awesome, though. Next up on the list is Rotom, or the roster is Rotom. Just because this is going to be a bit of more of a Volt-turning core, we want Rotom Wash.
Yeah, Rotom Wash is the best Rotom.
I believe 266 is the HP you want on these. And
sounds right.
You have, like, high special attack. Somewhere around that. You could run Scarf Rotom. It just, again, it's whatever. And then you might want to run some Bulk. I don't really know how these work. I'm just going to run Max HP. I believe Rotoms like to be especially defensive.
Yeah, because they have Will-O-Wisp to take on physical.
But better yet, let's just run a Specs Rotom.
Really?
Well, it is hyper offense. Why not?
True.
Specs
Specs
Rotom
are-
and with Trick to shut
Yeah,
down walls.
Trick, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, and Hidden Power, Fire or Ice. I'd go with Fire.
That works for me. Alright, that way we have a Specs, a Scarf, which is really good. Now we have a banded Pokemon.
And we all know what Pokemon is banded.
The best banded Pokemon in the history of banded Pokemon, Scizor.
We do have 2 fire weaknesses, but this we don't care.
Alright, first let's give it max attack. Adamant Nature, of course.
What's up with your banded Scizor?
What about it?
It's weird.
I don't know how much HP to give it. I want to give it just enough HP to outspeed.
Enough HP to outspeed.
Enough speed, sorry.
Okay.
And of course, Technician. Make sure I got the right ability and everything else. That always happens to me. Like, okay, I'll always give the wrong ability. And I'll have like a Sun team, and it won't. The Ninetales won't have Drought.
Flash Fire Ninetales.
U-turn because U-turn's pro.
Pursuit.
Superpower because it's
And
beast.
Bullet Punch.
For those of you who think Rock Smash is better, Superpower is much better.
People use Rock Smash.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess Technician, but Superpower is still better.
And actually, for the last poke, I suggest a set upper, like Dragonite.
Yeah. Something that can set up. Brillium, Dragonite, just something.
We're gonna go with Dragonite here.
Yeah. Dragonite, or should we do Salamence?
Let's do Dragonite because of the multi-scale.
Yeah,
I think it'd just be easier to use.
probably.
Although it doesn't have Moxie, it's not like it really needs it.
Lum.
Yeah, we're gonna make it Jolly because you already have Sky High attack after a Dragon Dance. Why waste
Don't forget those 4 EVs and some other stat. Not HP. Then Stealth Rocks is weird.
There you go. You happy?
Yes.
Now Ice Beam
Yeah,
will
so-
do 1% less with variation. And
Dragon.
I believe the offensive one is Extreme Speed, Outrage, and Fire Punch. And with that set alone, you'll be able to really put a dent in your opponent's team. Yeah, that'll be it for today. I hope we cleared up Hyper Offense for you.
And now you understand how to play and can go win.
We make you a little better every time. Actually, I don't really know if that's how it's gonna work, but...
And I'm still better than Pidge.